Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. Today I will be showing you the completion of the hardware device driver lab. This lab involved creating a kernel module that updates a buffer every second, allowing us read from it and control the updates process using ioctl commands. Let's dive right into it. I already ran this program before, that's why I got all my other files. So I have hardware device.c. You can dive into it. So this program, this is where I implemented the kernel module, including the read and ioctl functions. You can see here I put that hardware device read function and hardware device ioctl function. Now I'm going to the header file. So this header files defines the buffer structure and the ioctl commands, hardware device halt and hardware device resume. Now I have a makefile used to build the kernel module and user hardware cpp file. So the user space program that reads data from the kernel buffer and sends ioctl commands to halt and resume the buffer space. We work here for this. So for module, the module already built, the kernel module, I load it into the kernel using the following command. So I already did it, so the file already exists. So once the module was loaded, I verified its successful insertion by checking the loaded modules with. So I can check with this following command. Yeah, that means it's there. So again, I'm going to user space. Here, the user space program compiled using the G++ compiler. So I'm gonna compile it now. So already compiled. So after compiling, I'm gonna run this program with sudo. So this program reads from the buffer 3 times, then issues an ioctl command to halt the buffer updates, reads the buffer 3 more times, issues a resume command, and finally reads the buffer again. Also in the kernel module, I implemented the ioctl function to handle 2 commands, which is hardware device halt and hardware device resume. So hardware device halt, this command halts the buffer from updating, and the resume one, this command resumes the buffer updates. So these commands are handled in the hardware device ioctl function, where the buffer update cycle is paused or resumed based on the ioctl command received. So I tested this module by running the user hardware.cpp program. Initially the program reads from the buffer, then sends the hardware device halt command, which stops the buffer updates. Afterwards, it sends the hardware device resume command to resume the updates, and the program successfully reads the buffer again. The expected behavior was observed in all tests. So to conclude, I have successfully created and tested a kernel module that updates a buffer and can be controlled using ioctl. Commands to halt or resume updates. The user space program interacts with the kernel module to read the buffer and send commands. This completes my demonstration of the hardware device driver lab. Thank you for watching.